We have the last speaker of today. He just joined here on the couch. I'm super excited to have him here. It's Paulinho from Filling Pieces.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've been talking last week about Filling Pieces, and I've been following the brand closely for the last couple of years. And I think it was super exciting for Filling Pieces as well, starting as a sneaker brand, now moving into the real fashion. But my mind was really blown when I saw Lebron James rocking their latest shirt. And that's why I think we also want to have you here and talk about Filling Pieces. Maybe you can give a small introduction about yourself, and then we can dive into some of the questions.
Yeah, my name is Paulinho. I'm 28 years old, and I've been working with Filling Pieces from the start. Guillaume, the founder of Filling Pieces, is actually my brother. So I started out helping him, supporting him with his hobby project, and then into growing it into a business. And I think for the last 5 years I've been the end responsible for e-commerce. So we're not that big into titles. So I'm part of the board, but I'm also I head the e-commerce team, and so that's
cool.
basically it. Yeah.
Good having you here.
Yeah, thank you.
And so Filling Pieces is already around for more than 10 years, right?
Yeah. So actually tomorrow it's 11 years. But yeah, we've been, the first years were not that active, of course. It was more of a side project, doing it next to school. And things have been going pretty quickly since 2012 or 2013.
And can you recall the moment that it was like when it really flipped the switch and you gained traction?
There were like multiple moments, but some noticeable moments were. I remember I was on a Saturday morning. I was in the gym. I think it was in 2014, and someone sent me a video of a YouTube link of a video of The Weeknd, and he was wearing one of our shoes, one of our most popular shoes back then. And that was really a moment for me. Like, this is really serious. And I also remember us having an archive sale moment on the Rozengracht. And a few months earlier, there was a pop-up store of Kanye West's Pablo line. Yeah. And they had like maybe 200 people waiting in line, which made the papers. And then we did our event, and the line was as long as the entire Rozengracht. So it was really, really busy.
Yeah. So then I think you're on the right track. And people are waiting in line.
Yeah, for sure.
A line even longer than that for Kanye.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
That was really good. Yeah.
Well, we talked about some topics we're going to touch upon today. Mm-hmm. I think one of the topics we see coming back is obviously the Corona crisis. During the intro, I talked about the Corona crisis being an opportunity for real e-commerce brands and brands who are digital native, focused on e-commerce. Yeah. But I thought it was quite interesting that you told me that last week you opened a new store in the midst of the Corona crisis. Can you tell a bit more about that?
Yeah, so opening a store was always a dream of ours. But we started out as a footwear brand, and it didn't really make sense for us to open a shoe store. But now, since a year and a half, we also make clothing and accessories. So now we have like a full brand portfolio, and we thought this was the right time to start with physical retail. And we had these plans laying around for quite some time, and then we found this opportunity to go into the store of Mendo in the Beerstraat in the nice streets in Amsterdam, and then we took the shot. Yeah, basically.
It's one of the best locations in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I think so. Now, of course, due to tourism being a bit lower because of COVID, it is a bit more quiet than it used to be, but it's a great location, and we really trust it to go back to the high traffic volumes.
Yeah, and I think Filling Pieces, a large part of your consumers come from e-commerce, or
Yeah, pretty much. We started out as doing a lot of wholesale, so we still have a lot of wholesale clients, over 250 clients worldwide.
Yeah.
But we do see a big trend of e-commerce growing, and of course we also have our wholesale clients that also sell online. So those are our clients, but actually the competitors of my team. So
yeah, of the e-commerce team.
Yeah.
And how was the moment for you when, let's say the news of the lockdown in the Netherlands hit? I think worldwide. How?
Yeah, when the news hit, it was if we go through like our Shopify analytics, we see that the day that the news dropped, everything went quiet for a little bit, and I think it also has to do with our young consumers, that there was a lot of uncertainty, of course. And I think that was for like a day and a half, and then it started picking up again. But we started the year very, very well with the double-digit growth. But then, of course, it was a bit of a setback when the COVID news came around.
And then especially setback of your fiscal or your, let's say your retailers?
Yeah, I think a combination. So with our retailers, of course, we have also clients who are department stores, for example, the Bijenkorf. And for them it was really hard because they had to close down for a few weeks, and they were not sure of how things were going. So a lot of clients they wanted to pause or cancel their order, which we already produced, of course, and already paid the factories. And I think online we still had a lot of traffic, but the conversions were a bit lower, I think. Because people were not sure what was going to happen. And the months after, of course, everyone stayed at home. So I do think there was a growth in sales of like loungewear, etc. But like sneakers, a little bit less.
Yeah.
Because you can't go anywhere. So why?
Yeah. Why buying extra sneakers?
Yeah.
And just from my curiosity, I can imagine that if you're running a business, you see your retailers as partners, and if they suddenly say like, okay, yeah, we ordered it, but just please keep your shoes.
Yeah.
How do you see that? Do you think like I still want to collaborate with those retailers, or would you say, okay, let's keep it more exclusive. Let's really work together with the retailers who always believe in us?
Yeah, I think the problem was not really the retailers not believing in us anymore, but it was just having a lot of uncertainty for the future, and especially the summer months.
Yeah.
So we haven't really kicked out any of our retailers, but we always try to come to a resolution together, because we still see them as partners. And
definitely.
A lot of stores also helped us out when we were a really small brand to get our products in when we even delivered late, etc. So that's why why we still believe in the partnership.
And so Filling Pieces is now around for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, you also made a move into fashion like 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So fashion and fashion accessories.
Yes,
I'm really curious, how did this move impact your business? Because I can imagine first focus on sneakers and shoes, moving to a whole new world.
Yeah, I think it was a dream of Guillaume for a long time, and we talked about it for a very long time. And of course you have to take a lot of things into consideration. But in terms of our footwear, we don't work with a lot of shoe stores. We work with a lot of like department stores or multi-brand stores that also sell clothing. So it also made sense in a way that if we already work with these stores that sell our shoes, then maybe they can also sell clothing. And we started developing a very small collection. We actually got approached by the senior buyer of Barney's in New York, a very respected retailer or department store that's actually not around anymore. But so they contacted us if we didn't want to do anything with clothing, because our footwear was performing pretty well there. And then we decided to make a collection together, and the reception was good. So then we started building a little bit more, but it's still...
Was it like an exclusive line for Barney's?
Yeah, so it was Filling Pieces for Barney's, and it was only sold at their locations and their online store. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
And that was a good way for you to test the appetite for the fashion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I think, then the main reason is like you're successful in shoes. Why taking the gamble of also going into fashion?
Yeah, like I mentioned, if we already have quite a good presence in the amount of stores that we work with now for shoes, then if we can do that with clothing, we can be a real brand instead of just a shoe brand.
Yeah.
And I think also in terms of marketing and visibility is that, of course, people notice shoes a lot more than they used to. But if you have something of your brand more on the eye level, so when you're wearing a sweater or a t-shirt or sunglasses, for example, then it's a lot more visible. Yeah,
like you mentioned, I think when we had a chat last week, famous people
example,
don't really get shot with their shoes usually. So it's better to get the shirt.
Yeah, we used to work with a PR agency in the US that did a lot of business in New York and in LA, in Hollywood. And then they would sometimes, at the end of the month, they sent a report of what products were worn by who. And then when we only did shoes, it was someone wore the shoes on the Jimmy Kimmel show, but then you don't even see the shoes, so it doesn't really make sense. So I think it's a lot better with clothing now.
And then I think one of the highlights of this year is LeBron James rocking a new shirt.
Yeah, he was.
How did you find out that he was wearing it?
Well, I actually saw it through an Instagram profile that basically posts all the NBA outfits, because in the NBA it's a big thing going from the car into the stadium with a special outfit, because of course on the court everyone looks the same. And I saw it over there, and then the NBA also posted it on their Instagram profile, and then he posted it himself. But because it was quite characteristic that he wore it like open, and then it almost became like a challenge. So a lot of other NBA players were imitating the pose.
Yeah.
So that was very nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we also saw like a spike in sales for that particular product, or a lot more search queries for that product, but also more sales, luckily. So.
And do you then also take action with your team of creating special Google ads like LeBron James shirt?
No, we don't do that, and I think it's also the reason is there are multiple reasons, but basically we didn't pay LeBron James to wear our product, so then it also wouldn't make sense for us to make money off of that picture, because it's all organically.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big difference between what we try to do, and also a lot of brands that really work with influencer marketing, is that we never pay for people, artists or athletes to wear our products, and that makes it a lot more genuine than there are like influencers who support Nike in week 1, and then in week 2 they support Adidas or Puma. So that doesn't really make sense for us. We really try to find people that really like the brand, like our products, and that have the right fit with our brand values, basically.
And do you also think that adds to the success of the brand?
Yeah.
That you don't have to pay people to wear it, but they do it because they like it.
Yeah, I think so, because I really believe if you start paying like a small influencer maybe 500 euros, then the next week you have to pay everyone 500 euros, and then it becomes 10,000 euros, etc. So I've heard what like very big stars ask for a promoted post, and that's a lot of money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And on the topic of moving into fashion, what has been like the biggest challenge for the team of creating the new collections? And
I think the big challenge is that we thought, well, we already have like this organization, so why not do clothing next to it? But the processes are a little bit different. So production, sampling, and design, that's totally different from footwear. So we have like a separate team for that. separate production manager for clothing, clothing designers, etc. And things that we didn't really take into account is that, for example, our ERP system really needed a lot of like IT changes to support also other categories instead of shoes, because of the sizing. Shoes are 35 to 46, and then you start with small, medium, large, and one size, etc.
Yeah. Totally different ball game.
Yeah, different ball game, and but our website also got some changes because we moved from squared images to portrait images, but that wasn't that big of an overhaul. It was more of in the back end side of things. Yeah.
And so you told me like it was always a dream to move into fashion.
Yeah.
What are the other dreams for Filling Pieces? If you're looking forward, what's on the roadmap and what?
Yeah, what's on the roadmap? I think is to really go global. Like we sell to a lot of countries. Of course, we have retailers all over the world. We sell in a year. I think we ship to more than 90 or 95 countries. So that's
quite
pretty
impressive.
international. But of course, the dream is to have flagship stores in London, Paris, New York, Los Angeles, Tokyo. So that's really what we're going for. But we also just want to make a difference in terms of fashion used to be a very closed environment where not everyone could make it into fashion. You had to do like certain studies, etc. And we feel that even though we are very small, we do make a difference in the world of fashion, basically.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
we have a lot of people working with us that don't come from a fashion background or have like different, very different backgrounds, and they all work together.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're working on a documentary that's releasing pretty soon. We're working on an essential clothing line, because when we started with clothing and fashion, it was a bit more high end. Also, the price point more high end, and now we started with a little bit more basic collection.
Yep.
And sustainability is also becoming a large part of our focus. So I think 6 months ago we started with our first shoe. It's called the 683, and the 683 stands for the extra cost that we have to make with our factories to produce a shoe that's basically organic. And
where does 683 stand for?
Yeah, so it's compared to the same shoe that we have that's non-organic, it costs us €6.83 extra. And so that's for the organic leather. The organic leather that we use is basically the leather from organic meat cows from the Netherlands. So basically, if you buy a biological hamburger, the leather of that cow can be in our shoes. So
Interesting.
So we buy it from small organic farms in the Netherlands and ship it to Portugal, and the leather gets tanned over there. The sole is made out of sugar cane, and the lining, the inside of the shoe, is made out of recycled plastic bottles. So it's it's
that's
pretty,
quite.
Some other brands started making like vegan leather shoes, but we haven't found the right combination of materials to make it really feel like leather. The vegan leather does contain a lot of plastic, which is also not great for the environment. So
that was the first time when I bought vegan leather shoes. I was thinking, what is it actually made of? Because if you make plastic shoes, it's also a vegan shoe.
So most of the vegan leather products are actually plastic. And we thought, well, since people still eat meat, that we might as well use the leather of the right meat for our products. Yeah.
Cool. And so are there more sustainable shoes on their way? Is it?
Yeah, more sustainable shoes on our way, and we're also looking into plant leather. For example, pineapple leather is also a possibility. So we try to become a little bit more sustainable every day or every year. Yeah.
And so talking about the flagship stores.
So we opened our first store in the 9 streets, which we actually call a satellite store because it's a bit smaller. And the plan is to open our real flagship store in Amsterdam in Q1 for 2021. Yeah.
And what can people expect when they go to the flagship store filling pieces?
Yeah, a full brand experience. So when you step in, you come into the filling pieces universe basically, with foods, beverages, everything, the right music. Yeah.
Q1,
yeah,
2021.
Q1. Yeah.
But before we move to 2021, obviously we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, definitely.
As an e-commerce brand, it's I think especially this year one of the most important weekends for some, mainly the outdated industries who need to make their sales in that weekend. And I think for the digital native brands, it's a way to even increase the sales even more.
Yeah.
What is your vision on Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
I think Black Friday this year will be a battlefield, because of course the whole COVID situation has made up for a lot of dead stock for retailers, but also for D2C brands. And we always try to use the opportunity to do something special and to gain new customers. But I think this year will be extra of everything.
So no large discounts at filling pieces?
So we try to keep discounts to a minimum. We rather not do any sale because we like to keep our brand values high. But we normally have like a 48-hour sale every season. So basically 2 sales per year. So actually 99% of the time our shoes are not discounted. But we do feel that Black Friday is becoming more and more important, not only for discounts, but just for e-commerce in general. So it is the right time to find new customers and to build out your brand.
And what did you do last year with Black Friday?
Last year we gave away, we made a special leather card holder in our shoe factories, and we gave away the card holder with every order. And we only sold black products last year, and we're thinking of ways to make it special for this year as well. And then later in December, our 48-hour sale will follow. Yeah.
And that's always at the end. So at the end of the season.
Yeah, 48 hours. The only chance to buy the styles from this season, but also to buy filling pieces discounted. Yeah.
And do you see a difference in customers during the let's say 48-hour sales and during the rest of the year, or is the loyal customers coming back to get some extra shoes for a better price?
I think it's a mix, because especially in the sale of December is of course also the gifting season, so people also buy products for other people. But we do have different types of customers that when we release a new product, they always want to be the first to have it. And we also see a lot of younger consumers who first buy into the brand during the sale at a lower price point, and then they buy in season afterwards. So it's a good mix, but we have people that only buy in sale. We also have people that never buy in sale, but we also have a big part of the customer base is combination that buys in season but also off price. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
And so so now, going to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, is there something you would like to advise people who are looking and they're still doubting what should we do this year?
Yeah, I think it's really important to make sure that you're ready. So it's the inventory levels need to be ready, but also if you ship yourself or your shipping partners, we all know like Black Friday is bol.com also has Black Friday, so it's going to be very busy at PostNL, but also at all the carriers will be very busy. So communication is really important to your customers. If your customers expect the order to be there the next day as usual, then you need to communicate that there can be a slight delay because of the high volumes. And one more tip I would give is, of course, because of the Corona situation, a lot of brands they have to make some extra money during Black Friday, but I wouldn't give up the values of a company, of a brand, just for one big sale. Yeah. So I try to maintain the high image. Yeah.
And especially I think this year, so on the one hand, if you just sell your products for 60%, 70% off, it doesn't make sense because you still need to do online marketing.
Yeah.
And I think this year the only ones who are really making money is Google and Facebook.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
everyone will be trying to get the sale.
Yeah. So that's also, you know, it's. I would also like to work a little bit smarter. We did it with some of our retailers that we try to work together instead of making Google and Facebook rich. Let's try to make ourselves a little bit more rich.
Yeah.
So I think that's also really important that, as you mentioned, Google and Facebook are the ones really making money. Then I would focus a little bit more on email marketing on your existing customer base as well.
Yeah,
Because,
maybe referral campaigns from your existing marketing base.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think let's check if there's a question from the audience. I see a question on the screen. Is Amazon a friend or an enemy for you?
Well, it's
Do
at
you
the
sell
moment
on
definitely
Amazon?
not an enemy because we don't sell on Amazon, and our retailers also don't sell on Amazon. So
Are they not allowed to sell on Amazon?
Well, it's not that we have like a lot of rules for our retailers, but Amazon is at the moment not really a platform for the type of fashion that we are in.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned, brand identity is super important for you.
Yeah.
And for the brand itself.
Yeah, and we've been pretty selective as well with physical retail where we sell our shoes and our clothing now. So it wouldn't really make sense to open it up on Amazon. And
yeah, I think selling on Amazon is like people are checking for the best price and the best shipping rate.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a quick view at the product, but you don't
definitely
get the brand experience at all.
Yeah, so what we can show on our website and hopefully on our new website soon, and in our stores, that experience we can never offer on Amazon. So, but personally, Amazon is a friend.
Yeah.
If I
you use it yourself a lot?
I use it a lot. Yeah.
Interesting, but also for like fashion brands you really like or lifestyle brands you like, or more for the
no more for
order
like
your dog food or
for the easy
stuff.
things, gadgets, and of course Amazon Prime, the video service.
Yeah, I think it's what we also see with our clients. So we mainly work for fashion, lifestyle, and beauty brands.
Yeah.
And then Amazon is most of the time not really a place where you want to sell because you want to give the full experience.
Yeah,
and not just a product with a price. And fast delivery.
Yeah.
And then talking about retailers, so your retailers are offline, but they're also selling online.
Yeah.
Do you have some kind of rules? Because it can be a challenge if Bijenkorf sells filling pieces online and you're also doing ads, then you're competing against each other.
Yeah, we try to have good communication between both companies and also between the marketing departments of both companies, that we don't do anything that they don't do anything that can hurt the brand, and that we don't do too much that they can't even sell online. So, but the price point is very important for us. We always try to ask the customers not to, or the retailers not to do too big discounts, and I think that's most important.
And do you then also
we also ask them to use our content because we spend a lot of time and also money on the right product images and lifestyle images. So it would be a waste if only we use it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have a question from on the screen again.
Yeah.
How are you guys towards a fashion collaboration with a non-fashion brand?
Yeah, well, I think the right collaborations in 2020 are not between fashion brands, but fashion brands with non-fashion brands. Because we've all seen a lot of collaborations, and I think it's a lot cooler to do something that no one expects. So
out of the box.
Yeah.
And what have been collaborations of filling pieces that you personally enjoyed?
Well, those were actually with fashion brands, but I enjoyed the collaborations. We did 2 collaborations with Daily Paper. That's cool. Also an Amsterdam-based fashion brand, and they're very close friends of ours. We basically grew up in the fashion scene together, so that's really nice. It's more like a brotherhood. And the collaboration with Barney's as I mentioned earlier, was really great. And we also did some collaborations with Kith in New York. I think the authority when it comes to sneakers. So that was also great. Yeah.
And how did the collaboration with Kith, for example, take place, or what did you do together?
Well, it was years ago that the founder of Kith, Ronnie Fike, who's also basically the creative director, he sent my brother an email that he liked the products and he wanted to do something together. And Kith was always a store that we would love to sell our products at. And then they wanted to sell our products but also make something together. That was really nice. I think the first collaboration that we did was for the 4th of July. So we made like 4th of July color shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And
Yeah,
if we talk about non-fashion brands, what would be like a dream collaboration?
Yeah, I think of course there are already some collaborations like this, but I'm a big car guy. My brother's also a big car guy, and of course we've seen the collaboration between Mercedes-Benz and Virgil Abloh, the G-Wagon. Ronnie Fike from Kith actually teased his first BMW collaboration today, and also a befriended artist, Daniel Arsham, did a collaboration with Porsche, which was really nice. So I think an automotive collaboration can be really cool, but it can be anything. It can also be
with food, or what would be like the best brand in your opinion to do a collaboration with?
Wow, that's
just to get the car.
just to get the car. Yeah, I like the brands I mentioned already. I really like them, but what I think is, do you know the car brand Pagani?
No, it does ring a bell, but it sounds like
the
expensive.
Most, it's one of the most expensive cars, but it's really cool because the founder of Pagani actually worked at Lamborghini years ago, and he wanted to introduce carbon fiber, and they were not ready for it, and then he did it himself, and it's basically a handmade car with the most crazy details. So that would be my favorite, but more as like a museum piece. I wouldn't drive it.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. So we have a last question of today. Moving forward, what will be the key driver to differentiate the D2C business from your retailers?
Yeah, the key driver will be brand experience, because it wouldn't be fair to our retailers to offer our products for a lower price or give something extra when they buy from us. But I think the brand experience, when you step into our store or when you go to our website, everything needs to feel and breathe Phill pieces. So I do believe that will be the big differentiation.
Yeah, I think with the D2C brands or the digital native brands with their own channel, that's key. It's branding.
Yeah,
definitely. That's the equity of your company, let's say.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that was the last question for today. It has been exciting to talk to you and to hear a bit more about filling pieces.
Yeah.
I definitely think you guys are on the right way, and probably next year somewhere a Pagani collaboration, as I can see.
Well, the Phill collaboration is also planning. So so headless commerce. So a lot of good stuff for next year.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cool. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you as well.
Speak to you soon.
Yes, for sure.